Hello, and welcome to Sports by Compian. My name, of course, is Stephen Compian, joined here by some excellent gentlemen for yet another episode. It's just wonderful stuff. Dan, how are you today, my powerful co-host?
Almost pulled out a victory in trivia tonight, so feeling good.
Let's go, man. We're getting closer and closer. I think we were third place last week. We almost pull off a victory this week. It's coming down the pipeline. It is coming down the pipeline. And we are joined by returning friend of the... I'm sorry, Dad. I cut you off there.
No, I'd say one of these days. One of these days.
We are pulling out the victory. It's coming down here. But yes, we are joined by a friend of the show, returning guest, NHL expert of the show, of course, Taylor Seitz. What's up, Mr. Seitz?
What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight?
Oh, dude, we are just living the dream. Here we are, man.
Wonderful. Love to hear it. Glad to be here.
We got some NHL. We got some USFL. We got, of course, Major League Rugby to cover today, boys and girls. It is exciting stuff out here. All right, moving right into this. We have probably one of the better games we're going to see out here, right, boys? Seattle Sea Dragons take on the Utah Warriors. Many have been waiting for this rematch. Can the Utah Warriors dethrone the King? Apparently not, Dan.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a big weekend for Seattle. If they won, they clinched, and with that win, they did clinch the second spot in the West. It also puts Houston in a tough spot, because as we'll get to later, with Utah losing, it puts them in a tough spot because Houston won. So they grow that last playoff spot by 4 points. It's coming down to the final 2 weeks here. So, Seattle went out and did what they needed to do.
I like it, man. Honestly, this game, I saw parts of it, but full disclosure, it was the highlights, and I was walking on the Stairmaster. So, honestly, the game ended. I was like, shit, who won that one? So I just found out just now with the fans. Live. Woo! Let's go, boys! Hey, girls. Anyway, yeah, this was a hell of a game, man. And this is two of the best teams we're going to see in the MLR. This is the kind of stuff that's going to continue to build this league, is games like this, 27-20. This was competitive. From the highlights I was seeing, man, that's why I was confused about who won. It wasn't like, with most of these MLR games, you could be like, all right, so this guy's going to win. It's a matter of what plays are going to happen. No, dude, these guys were fucking battling it out the whole time. Utah was not just going down without a fight. That backline is gorgeous. Just the way they play is awesome. I will say something weird. They did bench Williams, but the guy they put in there for him fucking playing really good right now. So I don't know if Williams is hurt. I don't know the intricates. Not going to comment on it. But that is their long-haired, Samoan-looking gentleman for number 7, who's actually been there for the Utah Warriors for a while. He's very good. So if someone has dethroned him, I'm interested in. Obviously, I'm pretty sure the 7 has some pretty good plays. Their captain 6 fucking came and caught up. It was a beautiful play. So they're attacking the heck out of Seattle. Then they just go for a cross-field kick. Their wing goes up and gets it, turns it back into their captain, number 6, who is just fucking right there to take it. He runs over, I believe, one of their backliners and scores a try. Dude, Utah was here to fight. But unfortunately, I was in the Washington area, so some of my power was just spread out into the whole Washington area, and the Seattle Sea Dragons were ready for the challenge, man. Good for them. They remain on top of the heap. The Ironworkers finally taking care of business. Dan, we expect this against the Dallas Jackals, but they have been frisky lately, and New York has been doing a whole lot of dropping the ball.
Yeah, no, big win at a big time. They're holding on to that last spot for the playoffs with one only left in the East. So, kind of do or die time for them. Also, time to clean up those mistakes they've been making, because you can't afford to be making those in the playoffs.
And the fact is, you're not going to beat the better teams. Taylor, anything to say about these Ironworkers finally taking care of some business against the Jackals?
It's the Jackals.
Right. So we do need to see more out of these Jackals. Right now, I can't talk too much shit because you see my team right down here with them also losing, arguably against a better team and by less, mind you. But anyway.
But that's a respectable score.
I don't know about respectable. We got to put up more points than that. We got to make a couple more tackles. And it was not on my boy McLean Jones. The commentators were like, oh, wow, look at him feeding that stiff arm to McLean. Yeah, you know what else I saw? McLean not missing the tackle because he slid down and got the guy's leg. It's not his fault. It's the fucking guy offloads the ball and there's nobody else ready to play defense, man. That's not on McLean, commentators. Hey, hold on. Sixth in the league in tackles. We see you, McLean. Let's go, baby.
So I think the real question is was that the last home game for you guys? Or you have one more?
Last home game.
You see, you had to bring him like the Hounds MVP award to present him before the game. Like, what are you doing?
What are they doing, Dan? They are definitely looking for an identity. That's what I'll say about the Chicago team. They look talented. Like, they got good players. They got a bunch of the guys from LA. They got a bunch of the guys from Boston.
They're brand new. You got
exactly.
You know what? It's one of those things. It's not like it's not like hockey where all these brand new franchise teams come in and they're doing pretty well. You know, they're not the Carolina Panthers coming right out the gate doing strong.
What did they draft Jake Delhomme right away? Is that how they did that?
That was a long time ago. But
it was right before.
I guarantee you the Chicago team is at
I'm just saying, I think they drafted
a game or two above 500 next season.
Dude, I'm actually proud of these Hounds. Like, yes, it has been a rough season so far, but for the most part, I'm proud of them. Like, they've had a couple games where they've really dropped it. Go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, we did bring it up, though. Like, they did get a fair amount of guys from the two teams that folded.
Yeah.
So
there's talented players on this team. What I was going to finish saying with that point was that, like, they're looking for an identity on offense, I feel like. They just make stupid mistakes. Oh, my God, they throw so many interceptions. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, there should be 1 or 2 interceptions a season. You guys are throwing, like, 2 to 3 a fucking game. Like, get it together. And these back lines are just, like, doing crazy shit with the ball. Like, how about we fucking just figure out some normal shit? Like, I get we got to do fancy shit to score in the MLR. I'm not crazy, especially against the San Diego Legion. Execute better. Be better, man. Come on. You guys are professionals. Fucking have some pride.
Yeah, like we talked about.
And also, they are lazy on defense, especially the forwards, dude. Some of those blocks are fucking lazy on defense.
Maybe we were talking about that last week where they threw the interception and the whole team just stood there.
The whole fucking team stands there and tries to talk to the ref. Like, what are we doing? You guys are professionals. Because someone go tackle that motherfucker. My boy McLean was the only one running. He's like on the other side of the field, so he could, you know. Anyway, Chicago Hounds doing great, and I think they're going to continue to kick some ass. Obviously, the San Diego Legion continue to roll. They're going to be an absolute force. I'm sorry, Seattle. You're not on top of the heap. Make room for the Legion over here. My bad, Legion. My bad. All right, Toronto Arrows went ahead and mashed over. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that because that's silly. Houston has taken care of business. Finally, they desperately needed this win, Dan. What's the playoff implications for these guys? Are they going to be able to snag one of those last spots? It's looking grim.
I mean, like right now they're 4 points up in that last spot over Utah. So,
dude, that would be a tragedy if we don't get Utah in the playoffs. That's gonna be a tragedy, and they need to figure this shit out.
They're fun to watch, man.
Yeah, I mean, but they are like, you know, Houston has been an up and down team all year. Unfortunately,
right? And we've seen what they do against the good teams. They are not putting up the fight that Utah is. Hell, Utah's beat the two good teams, haven't they? Or no, it was the Sea Dragons? No, they have, right?
No. Yeah, no, Houston's put up some good games. Utah's put some good games. Houston played DC this weekend. So that one could go either way. And then they closed the season out against the Free Jack. So Utah could get help with that. They play New York to close the season, and this week they do play Chicago. I hate talking your boys down, but there's a title chance Utah could pull this out.
So that's Utah and Chicago? I want to point out, when they came to see us earlier in the year, we barely lost to them. I mean, they are both have gone very different paths since that game, but Chicago almost had that win against Utah.
Yeah, not saying it's a given, but, I think if Utah wins out and Houston goes 1-1, Utah will probably get. I mean, obviously, bonus points, stuff like that.
And I'm actually okay with this because I kind of feel like I have seen, like the SaberCats are good. Don't get me wrong, and you love to see a Texas team doing well, but yeah, dude, I don't know if we need them as far as those other three champions. Those other three are way better, in my opinion. But we still got 2 more games, Dan. I guess we'll see how that plays out with those scenarios you mentioned. Nola Gold, they got to be out of it by now, right? I mean, but then again, no, they're out of it. So who is it in the East then? It's New York. No, sorry, not New York.
So
the Free Jackets.
So New England and DC have locked up their playoff spots.
Okay.
And honestly, I think if New York wins this weekend and Atlanta loses,
okay,
I
it's still between
New York
Atlanta and New York.
Panthers.
It's still between Enola, Atlanta, and
And
New York. Then okay.
Yeah, and that's a 10-point gap between those teams. So, I mean, New York needs to win one, and those two teams need to lose, and I think it's over.
Love it. Okay. So good luck to Houston. Good luck to Utah. May the best team get in there, you bastards. All right, Old versus Old Glory. Good for the fucking Old Glory. They finally get their shit together. As we have mentioned on this pod before, this team was at the bottom of the heap last year. It's fucking cool to see them, lock up a playoff spot and have a legit chance to play their brand of offense. They have some of the funnest offense to watch in the league. So if they can get that shit going, if they can play some good defense, we'll see what they can do in the playoffs.
You never know. You gotta look at the try from the number 5 in that game. It was big old boy running down the
I did
field.
see that try. That was a beautiful try. It rings a bell at least.
He put the old shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
The Taylor special.
No. He wasn't goosing like Taylor, but
Okay, all right. Fair enough. Oh, so
no one can goose like Taylor.
But Dan, any last thoughts on your boys' Old Glory getting a playoff spot here?
No, I mean, like you said, it's a huge turnaround, especially where they've been as an organization just not last year. They've been statistically one of the worst teams in the league. So things are going in the right direction. I mean, after last year, they cleaned house. Like, they top to bottom, new coaching, brought in a new set of players. So, like, they've really invested in building a quality product. And I think they do have a core to build around moving forward. So hopefully this is a one-off. But, if they play New York, I feel confident that they can handle it. Sure, they win that, and then they have to go play New England. That's going to be a tall order. But, take it one
I don't think anyone beats New England right now. We'll see if anyone in the East can do it. But, dude, they are playing ridiculous right now. So even, what I was going to say about this game, just to go ahead, finish up what you were going to say about Old Glory.
No, that was it. Take it 1 week at a time. Finish the last 2 weeks strong. Since they have clinched, do they rest players? Do they not? I don't know. I think they're still in a spot that they need to win the last 2 because it's so tight. You want to make sure you get the home game in the first round.
Yeah.
So lock that up.
For sure. Especially against teams like New York. Even if it's Atlanta or New York, be ready because Atlanta showed some life this week. And now that score may not reflect it. This was somewhat of a close game, and we've seen the Free Jackets just blow people out. That was not happening to Atlanta. They hung in there. They played some decent rugby. If they make a couple less mistakes, obviously make a couple more tackles, this is a much different game we're looking at. But that Free Jacket offense, holy fuck, Dan. They are going to give whoever comes out of that West a fight, dude. I mean, I'm early calling that, but I did actually want your opinion on this. Way too early predictions on who's taking this thing, Dan. But first of all, I want you to say who you think are going to be the 2 in there. So I'm definitely going Free Jackets, and right now it is looking like a Legion because I just don't see Seattle or Utah or Houston being able to get over them.
No, part of me hates taking 1 and 1. You know what I mean? It's
right.
So cliche to take.
But in this league,
ones.
We've shown that it's in this league at least.
It's promising.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, more times than not, the top seeds are going to win out.
Brandon wasn't the Free? I believe the Free Jackets were number 1 last year, and then they lost to New York in the semifinal.
It happens, so you never know.
Either way,
but no, right now, indications are New England and San Diego.
Looking like it, Taylor. What do you think?
Honestly, definitely, I think San Diego is just going to win the whole thing. Just from their play throughout the season, as little as I followed, they're just a monster team. It'd be fun to see a wild card team. I really enjoy personally watching Utah. I like their offense. I really like their wings. I like how they play. So it'd be cool to see a little later team like that go in there. But probably Free Jackets and San Diego is the safe bet. But I think San Diego is going to come up on top.
Yeah. Let's get DC and Utah.
It's going to be a hell of a final, boys. I spaced out a little bit here. I would love to see DC in there, dude. So a couple, we'll get into some ones we would love to see in there. But for real quick to finish on that note, dude, New England versus San Diego is what this league needs and should strive for because that would be a hell of a game. And you obviously want Davis versus Goliath. That's always fun too, and you never know what David's going to do. But, dude, two good old Goliaths just going at it, man. These two teams have been amazing. They deserve to be in the finals, both of these. So don't fuck it up in the playoffs, guys, because, shit, you should be in the finals. Like, that free jacket offense, I'm telling you. I was so curious what they could do against the San Diego Legion, who at times has looked vulnerable. I think if like the right team can do the right stuff, I don't know. I really think those Jackets got a good chance. So this is going to be a hell of a thing either way. The Rockford Ravens will be getting the group together for sure. Tons of us showing up. Either way, there'll be Midwest people at this final. We love to see high level rugby, and that's what's going to be happening. We are lucky enough that it is taking place in Chicago. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why.
That's great.
Got to be there. Yep, Dan is considering coming as well. It could be a whole live podcast, even. Who knows? Crazy times.
What weekend is it?
It's the 17th, I say, right, Dan?
Nice.
I believe so.
Of July. Yeah. So next month.
If we all show up, we got to cut an episode live in the parking lot.
Dude, I'm putting it into the chat tomorrow. This is happening. It's going to be exciting. We're getting after it.
Is it a Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday or Sunday. It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday for sure.
Good.
I think it's like an evening one too.
July 8th, 3:00.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were in the Chicago area, go see some good high-level rugby. It's going to be a Bridgeview. It's going to be whoever makes it there is going to be a fucking champions, and you should absolutely.
So that means get there at least at 10 o'clock to start tailgate.
Absolutely, it's going to be a party, man. It's going to be a party. So get excited, Chicago area. We're lucky enough to host an excellent MLR final. Moving into the USFL. Now, Dan, I know we've talked some shit about this, but dude, I enjoyed watching these highlights this weekend. There's some good football being played over there. I missed the Gamblers Ballers one. Go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry.
I was actually caught a couple of games this weekend. Here's the interesting for this weekend. The South went 4-0 over the North this weekend.
Ooh. Dang.
So they went in. They took care of business. I watched some of the Houston game, most of the Michigan New Orleans game. I mean, when I turned on, I don't know what happened with Pittsburgh. Okay, start there. Like they fell apart in the second half.
I'll tell you what happened with the Ballers. Hold on, Dan. I have a quick hot take, and I have not seen the highlights of this one, but I'm looking at the score right now. I bet the Pittsburgh Maulers could not score touchdowns, and instead they were kicking field goals.
Yes, because I turned on. They were up 16-6.
Exactly, that's too many field goals already. That's already like three. That's probably 3 field goals at that point. Finish a fucking drive, Pittsburgh. You want to win games? Finish drives. What are we doing? This is ridiculous.
They had 4 field goals.
Bro, like the amount of times I've watched that guy come on and kick some field goal. They got a hell of a kicker. But what is going on over there?
He's good. Yeah, no, they just can't finish a drive. Birmingham kept with what they've been doing. And then, honestly, like the score for the New Orleans game, I thought it should have been a bigger gap because New Orleans was just eating that Michigan front offensive line up. But they were confident in the backfield. Love was on the run. Like, he could not get under him to try to do anything. Now, the New Orleans offense struggled in trying to turn things around. Like, they brought a kickoff back to like their side of the field and threw an interception when they got inside the 8-yard line. So it's like they were killing themselves. So they couldn't finish drives. They kept Michigan in the game. But Memphis.
Hold on. Let me go down to that score real quick. So we're doing the Michigan one now. Bam. Oh wow. Good to see the Breakers back on top. I like this score. I did see some highlights from this one too. Dude, that defense was lights out for the Breakers. Good for them.
And then Memphis is still rolling along. They're at 5 straight wins now. Todd Haley's being the captain of the boat right now, and just cruising down the old river. So I think Memphis is going to beat down the structure.
Dude, and the Generals, man, that's rough to see, but not too surprising. So good for the Showboats continuing to dominate. I'm sure you got the notes on this one too, but real quick, this is a good fucking game for this league, dude. I watched this and it was a battle. Like you saw, former first round pick from was it the Vikings, Corey Coleman, or was it no? It was probably the Browns actually. I think it was the Browns. Big guy, dude. He had a game. Like he was out there catching balls for the Stars. Definitely kept him in it. That quarterback they got, I like him, dude. He seems to have heart because the guy like broke his fucking leg in the final last year. But like you see him ball out and he makes mistakes. I think it's Cookus. And like, dude,
I think I read this morning that they said he is the modern record for most passing and total touchdowns in a season for a quarterback. Since USFL came back.
well, Bethel, our boy Bethel down there with the Breakers is actually still leading the league in passing yards. And dude, it's so crazy. I feel
He's
like
slowing it.
like you see like the two sides of this kid. Like obviously he's not kid anymore. He's 35, but like, dude, he throws like 35. So he like throws two touchdowns and just looking like lights out, laser, laser, laser. They try to go quick with like 50 seconds left in the second half. He throws a quick interception. I think that fucked with him, dude, because sure enough, second half he comes out, interception again, gives the Stars life when they didn't have any, and he made this a game when it didn't have to be. His defense was playing lights out, but then you're going to start lining them up at the 20-yard line. What do you expect? So like that was on him that this even
their
became a
defense bailed
game.
him out this week.
And he just fell off in that second half. Like he was not like cutting them apart anymore. And honestly, he wasn't helped by their running back. They had 3 turnovers in this game. Kid, you got to hang on to the ball, which I'm sure his linebacker and his running back coaches are already telling him. But like safety comes in and hits him, and he just like it was right on the ball. It was a pretty good hit by that safety. I think it was number 7. So nice hit by him, honestly. But like yeah. You got to hang on to the ball there for the Breakers, and yeah, dude. Ever since we did that pod on our boy Beth thought he is just kind of struggling. Like he's still putting up yards, but like you see he has glimmers of being the best quarterback in this league, and to just make any defense look bad. But then he also just I think gets into his head or something.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, there's still a couple weeks here left in the season. They have time to still have a spot, so I don't think it's impaired yet. Do have a game in New Orleans and Memphis, so that one would definitely be a one to watch, I think. But I think it's I do to a degree like that. A lot of these games have been close lately, so it shows that there's no one dominating this league.
Yeah.
Per se, even though Memphis is on a 5-game winning streak,
and the Birmingham Stallions are looking good.
Yeah, they're on a 3-game streak, so it's unfortunately on both sides still wide open. I think it's hard to pin down, the top 2 teams in each division that are going to make it through to the playoffs at this point.
Yeah, I totally agree, Dan. I love that these games are competitive. I do love Todd Haley with his amazing beard. I didn't get a chance to see those highlights either because I was so involved with the MLR. Anyway, and maybe I'm just not doing enough cardio in my life, Dan. Maybe that's what's really going on. But anyway,
you need to call him up and tell him.
Yeah. I'll send in a formal complaint to Peak of me because obviously it's their fault. So yeah,
from the official letterhead.
Do you have anything to say about these games? I mean, besides the 9-point loss by the Generals, that was the biggest margin this week. That's no double-digit losses out there.
It would be criminal if I commented on the USFL. I will say, though, I've watched a few games this season, and I think it's awesome what they're doing. I think it's great. It definitely gives you a reason to watch football in the off-season or the spring, per se. But, yeah, there's some good ball out there. There's some good stuff that's going on, and the games are kind of fun because, like you guys have said, all of them, you never know who's going to win. It's fair game every game.
Absolutely. There's none of these established, bullies in the yard already. Anyway, moving on to some new franchises who didn't stand for the bullies in the yard. The Florida Panthers and Vegas Knights are battling it out for the Stanley Cup Final. Although it does seem that the Panthers have forgotten that this is happening. But it's
just like the Dallas Stars did too. The Dallas Stars.
Although it may start to be a theme here, maybe these Golden Knights are actually pretty good. I think that may or may not be what's going on out there.
Man,
look, they're a good team, but I mean, come on, man.
come on, man, right? But I will say, Hill's been playing out of his mind in that. I mean, between the two bars there, he has been locked down. I mean, just absolute wall, the entire time. With Dallas, Andre kind of ended up breaking down. Dallas's defense let a lot of shots go in that were uncovered. That Vegas team plays really, really dirty hockey in the best way. Not like a dirty sports style. Like they do all the dirty stuff really, really well. They hit, they get hard in the corner. And the best thing about the Vegas Knights, I would say right now, is they get the puck on net a lot.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of shots. They don't have like a ton of shots. It's mostly shots on net.
Yep, and it doesn't matter who it is. They got the open shot. They're taking it. They're really good at screening the net, and they're really good at just getting out there and laying the body out. Stoner's been playing wonderful for them. They got like the older vets that are really kind of coming out. Marchot's got, 7 goals in these playoffs? I mean, when you're winning games in the NHL Finals 7-2 in that team stadium, also not to forget that the franchise of the Florida Panthers has never won a home game versus the Vegas Knights since they've been a thing.
Florida has never won a finals game. They got swept the last time they were in there.
Oh, boy.
So they're 0-6 last
Come on, Florida. Let's not let it happen like this.
Yeah.
Now, look, here's my thing, though. Like, last game 2, yes, 7-2. Phenomenal score for them. But I do believe that the Reps have lost control of the series. Like,
it's getting dirty. Eichel got rocked the other night.
But here's the thing. Kachuk, that was a 100% a clean hit. And three Vegas guys jumped him. Nothing was called on Vegas. Kachuk slapped one of the guys' sticks out of his hand, and he got an instigating penalty. Like, they had no control over this. Stevenson boarded, I forget who it was, but Stevenson boarded a guy, no call. Like, the refs completely lost control of that game. They don't know what they're doing. Like, it's not my agenda against Vegas. So, yeah, Vegas is finishing their checks. They're doing what they need to do. But, I mean, holy hell, like, they have no control over that game. Here's the funny part. If you watch the Stanley Cup playoffs for the finals, when Vegas played the Capitals and lost, like, it's almost a complete opposite story because Vegas was not a physical team. They tried to be physical. They couldn't keep up with the Caps. They didn't have to check their players. They had the bodies to do it. Because here's the thing: if you want to get down and dirty, you can't leave holes, and that's what Vegas did against the Caps. But like, they figured it out, and they're doing well with that style against Florida. And Florida hasn't figured it out yet. And Florida, I don't see it changing.
No, and he'll backtrack. The goaltending has been phenomenal from Vegas throughout the playoffs. I mean, kudos off to them. Just been absolute phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good for them, man.
He's been like a 930 the last 2 games.
I'm sorry?
What?
I think he's been like a plus 930 percentage the last 2 games.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's tough to get around.
Yeah, he stops everything. That defense has been playing real well, too.
Good for them. That's how you win championships, boys. Defense wins championships, it turns out. It's an old saying, but it's true.
Offense just decides by how much.
Offense wins
right
games.
Now Vegas is doing both right now.
The whole saying is offense wins games, defense wins championships. And I think that's because you're going to need to fucking score some points if you're going to win that game. But it's defense. If you have a real defense in any of these contact sports, that's how you're going to keep people away from scoring, and it gives your offense so many more opportunities to go out there and dominate. We just talked about the Breakers, who just won a game with basically just their defense. Can be done, is being done, and it has been proven. I mean, look at the Baltimore Ravens pulled it off. Look at when Peyton Manning rolled in there with the best offense in fucking football and got their asses kicked by that vicious Seattle defense. Like, defense.
What's going to happen when Jordan Love goes out there with that mean Packers defense coming this offseason?
Who knows, man? Crazy stuff. That's a whole other pod we got coming down the road here. Gentlemen, do you have any final thoughts on any of these sports that we have covered today, or anything in life in general you may want to share with the club?
Don't jump off cruise ships.
Yeah, don't do that, especially not in Jamaican waters. They may or not be unaffected.
You never know what's in that water. We barely explored it. No, I mean, it's an exciting time of the year. We get the finals. We got other leagues crashing into the playoffs. So things are ramping up, and let's roll.
It's gonna be an excellent couple of weeks of sports here, gentlemen. People out there in general, tune in, watch it because it's fun stuff. What else? Well, yeah, sure, you got a shitload going on actually. It's summer, which I hope you guys are all enjoying. Sports by Compian. Out.